Okay, just got news about Malaysia Airlines 17, Flight 17 going down in Ukraine. It's hit everyone quite hard here. I'm on the Polish-Ukraine border, so the conflict's on the other side of Ukraine, so it's far from here, but doesn't make it any better. I'm flying out with Malaysia Airlines from Paris in less than a week on the A380, so it's a very somber mood, sort of almost like the place behind me. It's a very bleak days. It sort of really hit people hard. Well, hit me hard anyway when I got the news. It's breaking here. I know in Sydney it's middle of the morning. I mean, it's like 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning. So I don't know what my parents will think when they hear the news. But I've always thought, even when we flew into Paris, when we flew over Donetsk in the Ukraine, I thought, oh, things are getting worse in that area. I just thought we're right in the trigger hairs there. Very uneasy feeling. I remember being awake and sort of looking at the radar screen when we flew over that area. So there was a feeling of unease even back then. And to hear about this plane and Malaysia again, I mean, it begs the question, do other airlines fly over the same flight corridor, the same region? Do other airlines do the same, or is it just Malaysia? I mean, you'd think just fly further south, maybe through Moldova, and just avoid the Ukraine area. I don't know, I'm just talking off the top of my head. I don't know the exact information on what airline does what, but it's just very, it's just at the moment very disheartening. You really feel for the people on that plane, because in their wildest dreams I would never have thought a thing like that would ever happen. Maybe there was some unease being on a Malaysian Airlines flight, but they most probably thought, well, what's the odds of it happening again to this airline? Surely it won't happen again, surely, but then I know it's not Malaysia Airlines' fault. I know maybe they were just wrong place, wrong time, I don't know. But then I just want that question answered. Do other airlines fly over that same area? Because if a lot of other airlines do, then it's just that bad luck factor came in. But if it's the only airline that takes that area, that flight corridor, then Malaysia has to really start thinking about other alternatives, to keep their passengers safe. Not fly through those areas. But anyway, just wanted to voice my thoughts about it. This state of shock. I think also too, just being right on the border with the Ukraine here, you sort of feel like, even though it's on the other side of the country, it does feel like you are in the midst of it in a way. Yeah, like to me, it just feels like it's just gone down over there in the fields over there. I mean, the whole land all looks the same, but yeah, that's all I've got to say. I've just really lost for words now. Just sort of want to go back to Australia. I want to get there in one piece, of course, but I mean, I've always not enjoyed flying, and I've flown rather late in life. I really started flying internationally last year at the age of 38. So I'm relatively new to the whole experience, and I had so many fears and anxieties growing up with the idea of flying. So it took a lot just to get on board. So I wouldn't say it's a kick in the guts, and my stress levels are, I mean, of course I'm anxious, but I just want you know, it just to be fixed, I suppose. Just, I know there's thousands of flights, thousands and thousands of flights, you know, and you're sort of playing the odds, I suppose. You're sort of thinking, well, years and years and years and nothing happens, you know, and you think, all right, the first Malaysian Airlines went down, you think, oh, you know, and you book it and you think, oh, and friends tell you, oh, that's, you know, but you think it's not going to happen again, and then when it does, you're like, oh, I should, you know, you feel like you've cursed it. But it's just, yeah, I suppose I've always had, you know, scenarios, bad thoughts, and I'm not going to say premonitions, but bad thoughts and dreams of different tragedies unfolding, you know, and either I'm in my own shoes or I'm in someone else's. And that's one thing I have to say, that I couldn't shake for days leading up to the flight coming into Europe, you know, and it wasn't anything to do with landings and taking off. It was at high altitude. It was at its zenith, at its apex. I saw it at cruising altitude. Man, I don't know, if something ever happened up there, what do you feel? Do you see it coming? Do you hear it coming? You know? But yeah, I used to wake up in a sweat because of that. I didn't have that dream last year. I was sort of just overawed by the whole thing. But yeah, it's... Anyway, I'm just going to maybe have a few beers, have a few shots of vodka, and let's just see what happens. But yeah, anxiety's just going up. Alright, thank you.